welcome to the Modern Skein podcast. My name is Sharon Graff, and I'm the owner of the Modern Skein, which is a yarn shop here in Montgomery, Texas. If you are a new viewer, welcome, and if you're a returning viewer, welcome back, and thank you so much for taking the time to push the subscribe button and give us a thumbs up. It really means a lot to us, and when I say us, I mean me. Josh, my husband, gets a kick out of it too, but mostly me. So thank you again for all of your support that you've shown me, the podcast, our shop, our online shop over this Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Small Business Saturday, and just ever since we've been open, all the love and outpouring of just amazing camaraderie that the knitting community has offered has been absolutely amazing. The connections, the friendships that are becoming out of it, it's really, really amazing. So I truly am thankful and grateful to each and every one of you guys. So before this gets all sappy, let's dive right into the fun part of the knitting podcast, and that's the knitting part. Except I have a finished object, but it's invisible. So if you've been following my Instagram, you'll know that I have been working on the year of the sweater. That is, I'm sure someone out there thought it up because I saw a hashtag going around 2018 year of the sweater, blah 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 blah. Apparently it's a thing that goes around every year that I'm seeing, because a lot of people are saying 2019 is going to be their year of the sweater, which is awesome, and I applaud you for anyone who's doing that as their knitting goals for next year. So my knitting goal was to do the year of the sweater, and what I was seeing other people do out there was basically one sweater a month or 12 sweaters in 1 year. I am happy to report, drumroll, that I finished my 12th sweater last night. Yay! So it is blocking, and I have now moved it in front of our fireplace because it is so cold this morning. It was just not drying at all. I really wish I could have brought it and shown it to you guys on the podcast. But stay tuned to the Instagram feed and you will see pictures of not only the last finished sweater, but all 12. So to recap, the first sweater of the year was Andrea Mowry's Weekender sweater. Then I did... Okay, this is going to be in no particular order because I don't think this is actually in the order that I knit them in, but it's the order that I can remember all 12. So Andrea Mowry's Weekender, Isabel Kramer's Westbourne, Caitlin Hunter Tecumseh, Caitlin Hunter Sunset Highway, Joji Locatelli's, Lounge Top, that one. The Andrea Mowry May sweater, Beata Jadzeek's for Hedgehog Fibers, squared poncho, which I'm calling a sweater because you wear it like a sweater jacket, and of all of the sweaters I've knit, it actually took the most amount of yarn. It took double of any of the sweaters that I've done this year. Caitlin Hunter's Tegna, Andrea Mowry's throwback sweater, the Mount Auburn cardigan for Josh. I'm trying to remember what are the other ones? I always forget one. Did I say the May sweater? I don't know. Okay, hold on. We got to start over. Weekender, Westbourne, Tegna, Tecumseh, Sunset Highway. Throwback, May, Mount Auburn, squared, I can't keep it straight. Okay, I have it written down on my phone, and I know I've counted it like a bajillion times that I did it right. What are the other sweaters Hayward. There we go. The Hayward. And I don't think I said Tegna on that last one. But then my last sweater was the Comfort Fade Cardi by Andrea Mowry. So let's see if we can do this again. Weekender, Westbourne, May, throwback, Tecumseh, Sunset Highway, Tegna, Squared Poncho, Hohees, Hayward, Mount Auburn, and yep, that's it. Comfort Fade Cardi. Yay! All 12 done. So like I said, I don't have the, and now they decide to blow the leaves off. I don't have the Comfort Fade Cardi because it is still massively wet and drying out in blocking, but it is gorgeous, and I will be posting finished object photos to Instagram, and I will be completing, because my Ravelry account is sorely backlogged on actually completed projects, I will be updating that this week as well. So just in case, I honestly don't remember, I think I showed it, but this is Josh's finished sweater. This is the Mount Auburn cardigan, and you can see all the detail work on the buttons. The yarn is, try and speak up. The yarn is, pause. The yarn is, and it just blanked out of my mind, Harrisville Designs Watershed. Watershed? Yes, Watershed yarn, and the colorway escapes me, but it was their second to darkest color, and it is like a charcoal gray with these little bits and bobs of pink, well, not really pink, like a blue, a red, a green, and a yellow, kind of all marbled in there. So it's really, really nice. He has not seen the finished object. He did try it on when I was still working on the collar section, but so I know it fits him. But this is going to be his birthday present, so he will be getting it December 14th. His birthday is actually December 19th, but if you've been in the shop, you know I'm planning a big surprise for him. So watch my personal Instagram for the updates if you want to see his reaction for his birthday surprise, which includes the sweater. Okay, so I literally finished the Comfort Fade Cardi last night, like I said. I want to say around 10 something, because we'd gone out to eat with some friends, and so I was just knit. So I already have my next project lined up. Of course, you know, I still have a few works in progress that I'm working on, which is the My Chrysalis shawl, which again has had zero progress done on it, but I am taking it with me on our trip this weekend that Josh has got to go to Salt Lake City, and apparently there's going to be a buttload of snow, so I'm going to try and find a fireplace and sit and knit, because that just sounds cozy. But anyway, so I have the My Chrysalis shawl by Lavanya Petrosella, and I have the Kyler shawl. Again, no progress on that, but I do have those works in progress. However, I am going to cast on something because I need to, and because we're going somewhere that's going to have snow, so ergo I need a hat. And I normally don't wear hats, so I don't really have a hat of my own. I've knit Josh several, but this yarn is all a mess. But this is from a homespun house. Let me show it to you real quick. This is from a homespun house, and it was a gift from one of my FiberShare partners, and it is the Dale Aaron 186 yards non-superwash merino, so it's going to be super nice and warm and floofy, and it is called A Sea of Stars, I believe is the name of the colorway, and it's this beautiful navy blue, but with bits of almost like a purple wash with also teal washes on top. So it's really, it looks kind of, reminds me of a galaxy. But what I'm going to do is hold together a strand of mohair, and this, I don't know if you can really see that, but this is like an inky, it's called ink, but a very inky navy blue, kind of, it's really the color of this velvet shirt that I've got on. So I'm going to hold this. This is by Hedgehog Fibers, and we do sell it in the shop. It's called the Ink Mohair. by Hedgehog. So I'm going to strand these two together so it will richen up the blue tones in this, and I think it's just going to be lovely. And then I'm going to top it with a pom-pom, which I also got on one of the travels, so it'll be a fun project. And the pattern that I am using, or I'm going to use, is a Shannon Cook pattern called, how do you call it? How do you say it? Tamitik? Something like that. Tamitik. It has an option to knit it in 2 colors or 1 color. I'm obviously doing 1, but holding with mohair. Hers was done originally in an alpaca, so not stranded, but it still kind of has that fuzzy effect with the halo. However, of course, holding it with mohair will give it a very cozy halo and fuzziness, which I'm looking forward to. So that is my new cast on. I will be casting that on as soon as this podcast is over with, because I am going to my little knit group on Mondays. And then I'm going to try and do the last of my Christmas shopping. Woo! So, and I really hope that did not screw up my audio. So, pause 1 second. And we're back. Okay. So, that is my works in progress. I feel like I'm off kilter here. You can see we've got a few blank spots on the wall here. I'll be going through and refreshing some of the items. I don't even know where I was going. What am I doing? Blah, 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 blah. I did not have enough sleep last night. Okay, we talked about works in progress. Oh, okay. So we're moving on to new things for the shop. So let's start with the yarn first, because the yarn is where it's at. And I'm making a lot of noise, so hold on. Okay, so we got in 1 shipment of our 2 huge shipments of Qing fiber. Yay! This does not have Melted Baby Siri in it. This update has the skinny singles and mohair. But we have the new color collections that Qing Fiber has come out with, so I'm going to go over them with you now. So this is the Bedrock collection. So these are semi-solids and tonals. So there's no speckling. Oh, I say that, and there's a tiny bit of speckling on this one. But there's very little speckling, and it's typically within the same color family. So this is called Nassau, and it's this really lovely minty green with these tiny specks of like a brighter Kelly green and teal, but again, very, very subtle, and you really have to look deep down in there. So this is Nassau in the Bedrock collection. Then we have, this one's just called Teal, and it's definitely more teal than it reads on screen. So yeah, it looks blue on screen. It is most definitely not. It is truly teal. Now these dark bits right here, those are definitely more of a navy or a cerulean blue undertone, but the entire skein itself has a ton more green than it's showing up here on camera. And I apologize for the nails. I need to get them redone tomorrow. This one is Moss. Beautiful mossy green with a brown undertone and a few lighter bits kind of in there, interspersed in the hank. This one's one of my favorites. This one's called Caviar. It is not just a plain black, but it has black and brown mixed in there. It is really gorgeous. Then we have Brick, which is similar to the Annie colorway, except more orange. So Annie is more of what I would call a true brick color. Let me show you. This is Annie, this is Brick. So it just gives you an idea. This is definitely more of a a deep burnt orange is what I would call this. If you're a UT fan, this is your color. If you are not a UT fan, this is probably not your color. Just like saying. Also, if you're a Sam Houston State fan, this is yours. If you're not, then don't get them. But next color, this one's called Hero, and this is basically an electric blue. So it's very dark, very deep, but very bright at the same time. It is a eye-catching, eye-popping color, and it's really, really gorgeous. We still have a couple colors. So this is called Dust. It's more of a peachy pink nude kind of color, and there are these tiny speckles of, I'm trying to find it on here, deep on the inside of blue, but each skein has this like 5 little speckles of blue. It's very interesting. Then we have one of my favorites. This is Blue Finch. So it's a taupey, smoky kind of color with like just a hint of like a blue-gray kind of tone, and then tiny, tiny speckles of almost like a burgundy. It's really, really gorgeous. Great neutral. Just lovely. And then the last color of the Bedrock collection that we still have available is Honeycomb. So this is a mustard with a little bit of a green undertone. Very pretty, and I think it's very flattering on most people. So especially if you're a person who's like, I can't wear mustard, or I don't want to wear anything too yellow or too orange. I think with this green undertone, it makes it very flattering for a lot of people. You know, this is normally not a color that I would lean towards, but this would be a really pretty combination. Whether you wanted to do something kind of faded, if you wanted to sort of fade these colors, it would be more stripey because they obviously are not a fade. But just these 3 pairings would be gorgeous. And look, if you've got a burgundy, it's not a new one, but if you, ooh, look at that. Pair that with a burgundy, that would be gorgeous 4-colored something. 4-colored shawl. But I love this honeycomb color. Okay, so that's the Bedrock collection. Then we also got in the Shangri-La collection. Already sold out of a couple colors of Shangri-La. So what we have left is Bronx, which is this super bright orange, lime green, and hot pink with black and red specks. It's fun to pair with Panda if you have that one from the original collection. Then we have, this is Rambutan, which I love this because most of the Shangri-La collection is super bright and punchy, but this is bright, but yet it's been dulled. So you have these reds and these cerulean blues, and then kind of a yellow bleeding into a little bit of a green with these purple specks. But then it kind of looks like it's been dipped in gray, or not even gray, but like it's been washed out slightly before the color was set. So it's kind of softened the palette just a little bit. It's still bold and vibrant, but it's not like burn your eyeballs out. It's very, very pretty. Then this is Datura, which is gorgeous. I think a gorgeous moody color. So you have the predominant teals, pinks, and kind of ultraviolet purples, and then little bits of the mustardy yellow in there. That would actually pair really well with these. This is Caviar and Blue Finch. Actually, Rambutan and Dust pair really well together. Okay, then we have Dirt. This one's probably my favorite because it's kind of a taupey undertone base with black, brown, kind of an espresso coffee color blues and little bits of purple and green. Very pretty. Then we have Ember, so for the yellow lovers. Mostly yellow with orange and teal and a little bit of blue specks. Very nice. And then I believe this is the last of the Shangri-La collection. This is Shell Beach. So again, another one that's slightly muted. Peachy undertones with green and a little bit of the cerulean blue. It's very beachy. Okay, then we also got in just some standard colors from Ching. Some we've had before, some we have not. So like we've had Cave before. This is your just amazing teal and orange combo with little bits of the natural color coming through. Just an awesome color. So this is really, really gorgeous. Again, that was a restock. This was a restock, however, the color is very different from our last batch. This is denim. So you'll remember that my original Birds of a Feather is done in denim by Ching Fibers, and it's much more gray. This has much more of a periwinkle and blue undertones to it. So it's very pretty. Not quite the same though. Then we have Antique Rose, which is very true to its name. Very dusty rose kind of color. Restock of Okinami, which is that deep, 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 deep teal. Very rich. This is a new colorway for us, Cactus. A subtle minty succulent green with peaches and yellow. This is also a new one. This is one of her original colors though, Bitter Melon. So you've got greens and fuchsias mostly in here. This is Young Ginger. This is basically light and dark yellows and golds. Very, very nice. And lastly, Pond. Mostly green with a little bit of the pinky purples and mustards. So that is it for these singles. I did get in a nice supply of mohair. So we got in not cuttlefish. This is Okinami in the mohair. So it's that deep teal. It's not going to show up on camera very well, but it's really gorgeous. We have Cave in mohair, also a fun one. I have Cuttlefish, so if you're looking for the lavender purples, perfect. We also got in the Young Ginger in the mohair, the Antique Rose in mohair. This would make a beautiful Birds of a Feather. And then this is Petrichor in the mohair, one of my favorite colors. We also have Petrichor singles still from the last batch, so this would pair beautifully. And then, whoops, hold on. We're having a meeting out there. Then this is Shushui, which again we have. Do we have? Yes, I still have this on both plied and single, so it's a great one to pair up. Yes, okay. So that is all of the Ching Fibers that we got in that we have not already sold out of. We did sell out of, I believe, we already sold out of the, we sold out of Oyster, and I think we sold out of the Cuttlefish single. And I think one of the Shangri-La colors as well. So anyway, that's what we have. So if you're looking for that, it's available all on the website and of course in the store on our featured wall. The other thing we got in is our Christmas self-striping yarn. So Rachel from Night Owl Fibers was kind enough to drop off some Christmas self-striping. So this one's called Peppermint Swirl. They are making a noise out there. Peppermint Swirl. So this is basically a burgundy, a deep forest green, and white. striped together. And the stripe sequence will be actually maroon, speckled, dark green, and speckled. So the cream color has speckles in it, which will be really pretty. And this is all on her sock base, which is $75.25. This one is Holly Jolly. So this is a mint green, a red, a dark green, and then a light blue for the stripe sequence. This is Christmas Time is Here. This is just red, speckled, and green in the striping sequence. This one is quite possibly my favorite. I did take a skein of this home to knit socks sometime. Not in time for Christmas, I will say that, but for next time. This is just 2 stripes, a forest green and then a speckled that looks like Christmas lights. And then this one, this is Dashing Through the Snow, and it's light blue, gray, blue, and speckled for the stripe sequence. So that, yes, that is all of the yarn that we have gotten in since our last podcast. And I know we skipped a week last week. My time was just not working for me. We had people coming in and out of town and everything, so I just was not able to do an update. And it was Thanksgiving week, so I actually saw there was quite a few people that weren't doing podcast updates, but sorry that you guys missed out. And I am so very glad to be podcasting again. So some other things we've gotten into the shop are pom-poms. So we have some series of, I'll call them, they're all faux fur, first off. All faux fur. So we have some real fur looking. So this one's called the Nest. And so these are all snap. I have another one batch that I'm going to show you that are a little bit smaller and are tie-in. So these are snaps. This one's called Nest, and you can see size-wise. I don't know if that really shows you anything, but not that you'd wear a pom-pom there, but be more where my bun is. Ta-da! Then we have the gray. They're fairly large. This one's the smallest one. Cream. I have no idea if this actually helps you in deciding on a pom-pom. And then there's also the wine, which is like a burgundy color. You can kind of see it. It's also on the smaller side. But then, just got in last night. So these are not, those are online. These are not. And they'll be coming next few days. So we have, I don't know what these colors are called, but a gray. You can see these are a little bit smaller. I think these are technically 4-inch. Those ones are 5.5. So gray, and these are all tie-ins, so they're easy take off and on. Then we have this white one with like gray-brown tips. Be really cute. And then we have some fun colors. Oh, so there's this gray with like multicolor, and then there's just like a silver solid gray. Again, all faux fur. Then we have a bright blue. I say bright blue. It's more of like a royal blue. We have a couple pink ones. These are like a nice baby pink. Oh, this one, white with lots of gray tip, which is really cool. We have this ice blue. Another ice blue. We have another one with these dark tips. We have a green. This one's white, but very little black tips, just a little bit. And then here's a white with no black tips, just pure white. And then we have kind of this mauve color. Really nice. I like that some of these are kind of, I mean, the best way to fluff up your pom-pom is to steam it out a little bit and kind of comb it. But some of these are just kind of like crazy, and I love that. Oh, and then we have this orange one, which is also kind of cool and random. Not that I want an orange pom-pom myself, but maybe one of y'all do. Oh, and I just have to show you. This is that Christmas lights skeined up. You can kind of see the striping. It's going to be so cool. Okay, so that's that. Okay, then we also, for gift giving season, we have these tags. And these tags were custom made for us by one of the daughters of our customers, who is a graphic designer. So we have different ones I'm going to go through. On the back of each one, it has a place where you can write the size, what the fiber is, and you can circle or highlight how to care for the garment. So this one, they're all done in packs of 6 tags. All 6 are the same, and it's $10 for a pack of 10. So this one says knitted by, especially for, and then a cute little needles and yarn ball. This one is just the nice background of yarn, and it says just created by and then created for. So this one works for knitters or crocheters, weavers, spinners, etc. Very generic. This one is a knitted by and especially for, but on the brown. This one is so cute, is knitted by, but with your work on there. And then this one is another knitted by with the brown cardstock. Oh, I just see on there. On the back it does say designed especially, you probably can't see it, but it says designed especially for the modern skein. Just so cute. Thanks, Catherine. And this one's so cute. You have a little, I'm not entirely sure what, but some little fuzzy sheep, I'm assuming, wearing a hat knitting as well. It's so cute. This one's created by. And again, yes, it's definitely a sheep. You just can't tell because it's got his hat on. But there's the sheep with a heart. And this one is created by, and he's holding a crochet hook actually. So they're super cute. So come by and grab those for any of your gift knitting. And then we also have these tins. These are tins made up for us at the Modern Skein. They're a screw-on lid, and then they're filled with 25 of the bulb stitch markers with a little bead, matte bead on the end. And so for 25 stitch markers and the tin, it is $5. So a great little stocking stuffer for the knitter or crocheter in your life, because they are the locking kind, so they work either way. Then we have, of course, 2 new books. The newest issue of Pom Pom magazine. This is my last copy. We are getting more in, however, the ship date is not till, I think, mid-December. So snag this one while you can, and as soon as the new copies are in, I will let you know. If you want to be on the waiting list for a copy, let me know as well. And then the Knits About Winter. I do have several copies of this still left. They're both online or, of course, in the shop. They are great. They're filled with just amazing, amazing designs. This sweater by Caitlin Hunter is amazing. I love it. I may knit that next year. And this shawl is actually really gorgeous too. I don't want to bend the book too much, so. And there's just a simple cabled edge cardigan. And the smell of this book, it's just like rich paper smell. It's just really good. And then Knits About Winter. There's some really neat designs in here. There's a couple really awesome sweaters. There's a vest. There's also, there's one I'm trying to find. There is a shawl in here. Of course, it's going to be in the front. That uses it's one solid color, but then you use different colored mohairs to create this striping effect. Super, super neat. So, tons of great books. well, yes, we have a lot of great books, but lots of great patterns in there. And then lastly, we got a refresh of some of our pins and some new ones. So we have, for the first time, the Night Knitter. We have also the Yarn Bomb. And we have the One Stitch at a Time. And I'm trying to not shake. And then we got a restock of the Just One More spinner. I'm going to use my other hand because that has my nasty nail on it. The Craft Girl, the Sheep, Yarnaholic, and Sip Sip Knit. Oh, and one last thing. We have new bags. So these are cork on one side and batik on the other. These are lined so they stand up very well and firmly on their own, more like a bin bag. There is a pocket on the inside, and then it's magnetic closures. So you can feed, if you're doing color work, you can feed yarn out from either side or from in the middle. Or if you decide you don't really want the magnetic closures, you can fold the brim down and you just have like a little bucket. So there's lots of options. So right now we have this blue color with the plain cork. We have this one with kind of a striped cork with a green batik. And my personal favorite, it's a cork with like a rose gold lame over top. It's not really photographing well. And then this navy and rose batik. And again, they're all magnetic closures and all handmade. So these are retailing for $60, these. And they're a little bit bigger than the other bags that we've had as well. Okay, I think that about does it. I am going to be packing up a few Black Friday orders and Small Business Saturday orders and Cyber Monday orders and getting them in the mail, and then heading off to my knit group, just lost the word, for some coffee, which apparently I clearly need, and just a little breather, and get to cast on a hat. Yay! So hopefully you are getting to cast on. That was way too excited. I don't know why I did that, so I apologize. I'm excited about casting on. Yay! But anyway, thank you very much for tuning in, and I really do hope that you will come by the store one day if you're in the area. Also check out our website. If you're still seeing this on Cyber Monday, there is a Cyber Monday deal. Just enter, in all caps, Cyber Monday under the discount. When you check out, check our Instagram for more details on what's on sale. And thank you so much for tuning in. And I hope to see you next week. Next week's podcast will be filmed a little bit differently, but then we'll be back on schedule. It will happen on schedule, but it will be filmed not behind this wall, in a secret location. So anyway, thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope to see you guys either in the shop or online very soon. Again, if you liked this, we would really appreciate it if you subscribed, give us a thumbs up or comment. It just helps other people find this podcast that might also enjoy it. And again, thank you so much. You can follow us on Instagram, The Modern Skein. Our website is themodernskein.com. My personal Instagram is Mrs._Sharon_Graf, and all the details will be scrolling on as soon as I stop talking. So have a great rest of your day, and I hope you had a wonderful and blessed Thanksgiving. Bye-bye.